Well, it's a hello to you all, and welcome to GFY's Gaming Australia. My name is the Aussie Rambo, and welcome back to another edition here on our YouTube channel of City Skylines. You're looking at my city of Westlake. We're playing the PlayStation 4 edition of City Skylines, so that means that we've got no mods whatsoever, unfortunately. We haven't got any mods, but I am planning within the next few months on buying a really high standard PC, custom built PC, to get things kicking, as I got so much design in my head. As I love to be I love to be an artist. I'm an architect when it comes to design. I really put my thinking cap on. Now, before we've got to pause it here for a second, because we had some major things happen over the last 24 hours to my city. A huge emergency, to be honest, and I had to stop my live stream last night due to this issue, because we were in meltdown. We were in a meltdown, big meltdown. We had part of our city started to flood, and we had a huge crisis on our hands, and we're still in the stage of that crisis at this particular time. So I will show you the crisis that's happening. We had a lot of factories that want to close down, and the reason what we've had to do is that we've had to bulldoze a lot of our factories all up in the Glenfield area. So all this area, as you can see, the pollution is starting to lift off the ground. So that's good news there. But all this area up in here, I've had to limit a lot of my factories. I've started actually growing it a little tiny bit again, so I'm not going overboard. And all this area up in here that we had for factories originally, we've decided to put some houses in here instead. And all this factory space, which bear with me, I'm just gonna move these really horrible smelly things away from this area, because we're gonna get rid of those. But nonetheless, so yeah, there we go with that. So yeah, we had some major issues with some things, and so we had a huge demand for not enough uneducated workers, not enough workers for the factories. So we had a huge problem with that, and it was starting to occur on all these factories up in here. As you can see, I've had to actually dezone a fair few areas again, like I did here a few weeks ago. I had this same problem, so I've had to do this again. So at this particular time, I haven't got all of the areas covered like I did previously. Another huge major issue happened today, and it's got to do with over here. I've put a new off ramp in over here as well, off ramp here as well, because we had a lot of traffic issue around here, which we sort of still do, but not as bad as we did before. So I've put a new off ramp here, and I've made this area a little bit different than what it was before. Now, when I started building all up in here, Mount Giza, Giza, Mount Giza, and Mount Licksack, Sack, Sake at this time, Licksack, whatever it is, Licksack. We're just going to call it that at the moment. We're probably going to, we'll rename it. So when I started building all up in here, we had major issues started to occur with Glenfield and all up in Bolo Park. So we had some major issues there. Also, another few things have happened as well. I've renamed some areas. So I'd like to introduce to you the Kenko is now Russell Lee. And then we got over here Lilyfield, Ashford Bay, and Northwood are new areas on the map. Also, Fort Mee is now gone, and there's now Ashfield. So welcome Ashfield. This all, I don't know if you can notice this area, since our live stream yesterday, this area is completely changed. Now, we've got a flooding wall here now. We've also got some new roads, and we've also got, I've also redesigned the tram line, and I've got the tram line on its own now, and going in and out of tunnels and over bridges and stuff, instead of being on the roads now, because it was starting to choke up the roads. So I've actually taken it off the roads and got its own road. Also, with the fact that Russell Lee, let me just give me a second actually, I'm just going to, Russell Lee, now this area is now known as Birkenhead Point. This is Birkenhead Point now, not Parkhead Point like it was before. It's Birkenhead Point now. And all this area, I don't know if you noticed, but the freeway, all that freeway there is still the same. But this freeway is redesigned. From here on, the freeway has been redesigned. And I've redesigned this, I've got a brand new off-ramp here, got a new redesigned off-ramp, fully custom for myself, very nice design. I haven't, you know the funny thing is, I was watching a guy on YouTube that does a top 10 list, and he's got about 7 to 8 parts on his YouTube channel. He's recently done one, I think the latest one was the 13th of April. And such a mad dude. It's got, that shows the best designed cities in his opinion. And I can tell you right now, some of them are good, some of them not. Even got Broken Hill, and he reckons Broken Hill is in. He's been told that Broken Hill is in America. Wrong. It's here in Australia, buddy. Broken Hill is a place at the right out the back of New South Wales, sort of Northern Territory, Queensland border. So it's sort of like the middle of Australia. Very close though, very close. So anyway, so this is Birkenhead Point, and this is being completely redesigned. I've redesigned this whole area. So this area has been redesigned. So this is the brand new looking former Barkhead Point, now Birkenhead Point. You can see there's a road just there. Now that road there that you've seen there with the tunnel goes into a new area. This is now Peterson. This is Peterson. Salty Bay's still there. Now, I had some massive issues with flooding in the Birkenhead Point area, Russell Lee area. Started flooding up into to the former Fort Mee area. Now it's Ashfield and Peterson, all up in the area. So all this area here was flooding. So I've had to completely redesign this whole area. As you can see, the road's been redesigned. The former four ways road that used to go up. This road just here. See this road just here. This road here used to go up to that intersection, but now it goes in the tunnel and goes up underneath here and then ends up on here. So that takes off that congestion just a little tiny bit. And this whole area is being redesigned as well. So got the roads going up in there. All this area here is this Ashfield area is all being redesigned. From the monorail down through, all the way through here. This area here a little bit has been redesigned as well. The train line, all of my transport, I can tell you, bus, train, metro, bus, train, metro, and monorail, not monorail, bus, train, like all of it has been redesigned. I've got complete new bus routes, brand new train routes, and also brand new metro routes in my city than what I did originally in the live stream yesterday, because of this massive issue that I had. So I've redesigned this freeway as well, a little tiny bit. You can see that the bridges and that are still there, but I've completely redesigned them from this point where I'm going to zoom in right now, where that truck is. See that, where that truck is? All that area there. That exit there. All that area. You can see here, this is a new area. All this area used to be in water. But because I started building this area up, that's when the flooding started happening. And I'm like, shit, I seriously had massive issues, massive issues. So it took me a few hours to try to rectify the problem. Probably around about 3-4 hours just to try to rectify the area. It just kept going more and more inland, the flood, and it was really frustrating. But it's worked out it's actually worked out quite nicely, but it also worked out against me because all my places in my city have started coming up with these things now, where there's not enough educated workers, and it's really frustrating me because it's coming up with non-educated workers now. And the reason I think it could be doing this is that I want to give that a 10% boost, and I want to give that a boost as well, and see if that does things. But if that makes it worse, then I'll drop it. So yes, all this area is being redesigned. I've got rid of the harbour depot, and I've also got rid of the ferry service in my city. But I've got 2 train cargo hubs now instead of the 1. So I've got a complete new system. So this harbour has been redesigned. So that's fully customed. So I'm very impressed with what I've done so far. Whoop, I do apologise for that. I just trying to give you all out there the dude that I was actually watching with the really bad cities. The dude's name is Tidus Mino. So Tidus Mino. And I'll tell you right now, this dude is really cool. And I'm going to subscribe to him. I'm just going to get on my PC and actually do it. So this dude's really, really bad. I'm just looking at all the cities he's been shown, and it's like, wow, really cool. I was very, very impressed with the Broken Hill one. That was really dope. So yeah, he's definitely worth going to check out if you want to check out some really mad design cities. Go and check him out. He shows some of the best cities I've seen. So yeah. So remember, we're playing the PlayStation 4 edition, and this is my city of Westlake. We've been building this city for about 7-8 weeks now. It's been about 8 weeks, and we've been building, doing the live streams since we pretty much started building the city until now. So if you've been watching us in the past, and you're saying, hang on, this area looks different. This wasn't like this last night when I was watching last night. If you were watching it last night, or you've been watching it recently, you're like, hang on, this looks different. Hang on a minute, is this the same city? Guess what it is? We had some, if you're watching this, and if you're just joining us, we had some major issues over the last 24 hours, and I'm telling you right now, emergency bell ringing, and we had all this area here, the former Barkhead Point, now Birkenhead Point, started flooding, and the reason was when I had a major issue with all my factories, which you can see now. I've had to relocate. I've had to take a lot of the factories out because all this area here started becoming not enough workers, and every building was starting to do it. So I'm like, the last time I did this, I got rid of buildings and it stopped the problem. So same thing started happening over here as well. So I've had to take out some buildings over here. So that was the issue. So I thought, well, last time I built a train hub and that worked, maybe if I put another cargo hub in with train that comes in from the harbour, maybe that could solve the problem. So I did that. So I started building it and everything, and I put it in and everything, and then all of a sudden this area started flooding, and this whole area's flooded, and then all up in the former Barkhead Point, this started flooding as well. I'm like, shit. And then it started going up into the former Kankar area, which is now Russell Lee. And I'm like, oh my God. And then it started happening over in here. The new area is now Peterson, and the former Fawkme area is now Ashfield. So we had some major issues. So I started flooding all up in here, all up through Ashfield. I'm like, fuck me. I'm like, I really gotta be, I was starting to get so peed off, and I thought, I got to the point where I thought, I'm gonna have to destroy this whole city and start fresh. But I really took focus. I thought, the only way I'm gonna get around this is to knock this whole area down and get it to a point where I can build the land up to stop the flooding and everything, and then put the flood walls in, and it should stop it. And I gradually built it and built it and built it, and made sure, just paused it on and off to see if it'll flood more. Started flooding more, and then I just built up more and more and more until the point where it stopped it completely, and I could finally come up with a design. So today I've been concentrating on trying to get everything solved and come back and do a live stream where I'm satisfied enough to actually show you the city looking very nice again. So I'm live here now and I'm showing you the city. So the new area is Birkenhead Point. This area is all redesigned. We've got the freeway has been redesigned from say from here. So I've got new on-ramps. We've got off-ramp going there. There's a tunnel just there. See the tunnel there, and then it comes out. Where does it come out? It comes out just here. And then I got new entrance. We're on the Australian side of the road as well, or European or England side, if you want to say that. So yeah, so new off ramps. The one that I'm really impressed about is this design that I did here. I'm so like wrapped on how I did this. And you know the funny thing is, I was watching this dude that I was telling you about the top 10 cities he does, and he's got 8 parts, you know. And I was watching one of the cities that he had, and it actually had a loop like this. I'm like, oh my god! And the funny thing is, I didn't even know about that particular city having a loop like this one. Very, very similar though, not quite as like this, but it had a very similar loop shape that was going around in that, like this. As soon as I seen it, I'm like, wow, that looks very similar to the one I've got in my city that I've just built over the last 24 hours. So, very impressed about that actually. And the reason why I've had to put this other part of the freeway in is to try to take the traffic off that road, because it's starting to choke up a fair bit. So I've taken the pressure off, and that freeway can be used for the exits and out of my freeway and entrances into the freeway. And this one just keeps going along all the way until it gets back onto there. So later on, when we start to probably build up in here and that, if it starts choking up more, I'll keep going with it. There's always ways to improve a city, and whatnot. So another thing that I've also built over the last 20, there's another new area, Leefield, and Asford Bay, and Northwood. So another thing I've started building over the last 24 hours as well, there's Willie Saint, is, if I bring up the roads tab, I've extended the M9 motorway that goes underneath my my city. It used to start from here and finish. It used to finish here and used to start here. I've put a new extension on, so the freeway continues now. So it continues along here, and as you can see, that goes that way, that goes that way. So the freeway, I've extended it, and there's a 2 exits from north and southbound. So that's north and southbounds there. So it can go into the CBD. Continues up through here, and then finishes here on the freeway, which I've renamed the M10 motorway. So this is a full custom design as well that I've done. I know it looks very mongolated, doesn't it? It's like, probably have to adjust that a little bit, I think. Okay, so another thing as well, I've put a off ramp that goes in through here now as well, and I've also put a brand new train station in. And the reason why is we've got a brand new airport in the city. This is the new area, Springvale. So welcome to Springvale. This is a brand new area. I finally decided to start growing on this side of the city. I've just used it for just basics over the time of having the city, like just putting the recycle plants out here and whatnot. But I've built up all this area and leveled it out, and I've put a domestic airport in here. We've already got an international airport in the city, but I decided to put a domestic airport in as well. So this is the domestic airport of Westlake, as you can see there. And this is the area of Springvale. We've got houses and leisure. Not too much leisure though. I can tell you right now, this is the leisure area that I've got. It's just a very small amount. You don't want to have too much because it will. There's always demand, like not enough workers or not enough customers. You have too much. That's one thing that I need to do in here actually. This area is just way too big for that particular aspect of this particular stuff. I'm not having actually any problems with that actually at the moment. So if I do have problems with it, I will drop that. So yeah, they're just some of the things that have been happening over the last 24 hours to my city. I've built a train station here as well. So I've redeveloped my whole bus system, tram system. I've redeveloped my metro system, put in a new domestic airport, redesigned my freeway, redesigned new areas which were former names, which have got new names. So Ashfield is an area still in develop, as you can see. So I've put the flood wall in now as well. It's one thing I just need to make sure that I've got enough. So the Fulkme area is gone. Ashfield and Peterson are the brand new areas. So yeah, my thinking cap had to really go on over the last 24 hours, and I can tell you right now, within those last 24 hours, I've spent probably around about 10 to 12 of those hours on this game trying to get things back running smoothly. So I'm pretty stuffed, I can tell you right now. So we're not going to be on for a long, long time tonight. Are you one of the many people that play City Skylines on console and would love to see them add more than the 9 tiles? Myself personally, I played this game on PC. I had a big city on my PC before my PC destroyed itself here around about a about a year ago, I had a huge city going with around about 350 to 400,000 people, and I had mods galore, and I was building things like I can work with. I built so many great things, including a Westfield shopping centre, and I fully customed it. I was putting things on around, doing proper car parks, even putting the car parks on the roofs of the shopping centre, putting sky lights in the skylights so you can see through, and they're making it very environment friendly, putting the green bushes on the sides of the building, making it environment friendly, putting flags on top, whatnot, air conditioners, all kinds of things. So many mods I was using. It was crazy. But that city was just, I can tell you right now, if this dude that I was talking about was doing the top 10, I wouldn't mind betting that he might have seen me doing it if I was live streaming on the PC. Unfortunately, I couldn't live stream when I was doing it, but if I was live streaming, it might have been up there in the top 10, because the city I was just doing was incredibly amazing. So when I do get my PC within the next few months, and I start doing some live streaming on here GF Wise Gaming Australia on the PC, we will be hopefully I can show you all some photos of that particular city, because I do have them still on my Facebook. So and if you have come across the signs for Westfield, and signs like Woolworths, Big W, David Jones, Myer, Target, Kmart, all that, then it's a dude that I actually got the dude to actually design them, because I did tell him my ambitions of what I was doing at the time, and he said, I'll help you out. So he helped me out. Unfortunately, I was a little bit impatient sometimes, and it was taking too long for him to do them, so eventually I lost contact with him, and he stopped doing them for me. So that was just unfortunate, but anyway. I was using the Skyline Moors, and using those mods, using those building blocks and designing and the shopping centres that way. And at one point, yes, they did catch on fire. Put the shit out of it. So unfortunately, our soccer team hasn't been going really well lately in our city. We lost our last game. I've just seen all these big red, non-smiling faces come up with anger. And I'm like, oh crap, I think our team's just lost, and I thought I'll go and check it. And yet, fair enough, we lost. We're up against Westwood FC. Last time we beat them, so fingers crossed this time. So this particular time, what I'm actually doing is going around and I'm sort of hoping and waiting for my employment rate to actually go up. Oh shit! They better not go. So yeah, that's what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for my employment rate to go up. because when you got a higher unemployment rate, which actually it's gone up by 1, so that's good. When you got a higher unemployment rate, the chances of people going into a job are better than what there would be with a lower rate. I've gone as high as 10%. Now it's bad at the moment that my city does have 19% of old farts in my city, like seniors, I could say, so seniors. So there's a lot of people that are on the dole. Pension. Unemployment rate, 118 jobs available, but yet we've got somebody here in Barkhead Point that's bitching about not enough educated workers. No, seriously. Get out of my city. Seriously. It just frustrates you because you're like, well, hello, there is how many jobs available, and you're saying this. Okay, so this area is quite established. So one thing I do say about an established city is that well, established part of the city is that we can design some trees. Now you're probably saying, oh, not again. Well, I do like my cities to be nice and green. Well, not all my cities, but seriously on top of the car park. I like to keep my cities saved a lot in case there's an error that comes up. And I do apologise if there is an error that does come up. and the live stream stops. I do apologise if that does happen at any time. But feel free to comment on any of our uploaded videos and live streams. I do apologise if the quality of gameplay does jump around as well. I'm not going to put some trees in just there yet because that is still developing. as you can see there, that changed with the trees. So the area changes with the different types of trees we change with it. We change the area with different types of trees. Okay. This area originally had trees, but because of the flooding that happened, we had to get rid of a lot of it. It's auto save. That'll do for now. So I'm going to go back to an area that I am concentrating on. So I've got this occurring at the moment as well. So this part of Westlake CBD is going to be redeveloped. The unemployment rate's still 4%. Demand's going down. You know, even though I got rid of all that area with the entertainment, that's still demanding for quite funny actually. One thing I'm getting since the flood, not enough customers. One of the areas I'm really impressed about. Have a look at the cinematic camera. Showing you cinematic photography now of my city. So this is random. Well, that's the one of the new areas actually up in there. Looks like Ashfield. Could be wrong. I think that's very close to where we was. Well, that's the CBD. Looking at the new extended M9 motorway. That's the M7 meets the M4. That looks like Ashford Bay. Austin, all up in there. There's Chatswood, and there is the Westlake FC. That was Holden Stadium. And yes, that's where he was. Oh, I do apologize. Hope you're enjoying our gameplay. This is the cinematic experience of Westlake. Sit back and enjoy. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that. I think we're in a thunderstorm at the moment, actually, in our city. Not sure if it's a storm or not. So it could be just rain. So these houses are getting redeveloped, so they're leveling up. I really like these wooden designs, they're very nice indeed. So Don't want to go too much into factories. Let's go have a look at traffic flow for now. That's good, it's up to 81. It was at 76. So I have approved it. Anything over 80% is good. Don't worry about them electricity bars. They're up at the areas that we haven't developed yet. They're in they're things that we've put in place for later on. So yeah, gradually getting back things that we've had major issues over the last 24 hours. We're slowly but steadily working them out. Ooh, fire. Not good, it's next to bush. Pause for a second because the automatic save has come up. This is City Skylines PlayStation 4 edition, live streaming from our headquarters in Sydney, Australia. G'day, I'm the Aussie Rambo. I hope you're enjoying our live stream so far. If you've just joined us, hello to you all. And if you're just joining us, just let you, things have changed since our live stream yesterday. We had to cut our live stream yesterday because we had some major issues happening, and those major issues ended up turning into a huge emergency. Parts of the city actually started flooding, and we got to a point where we had to completely, and I mean completely, redesign the city. I started building this area up here, this point just here, and as soon as I started building that, this whole area of the former Barkhead Point, which is now changed its Birkenhead Point now, this whole area is being redesigned with new entrances to freeways and whatnot. Former Kanko is now Russell Lee. This area is now Lilyfield, and this area, former Dock Bay, is now Asford Bay. And we've got Northmead over here, the former place called United, which is now Northmead. Because, yeah, United pretty trash this year, unfortunately. I'm a Manchester United fan, unfortunately. I can't say unfortunately because we've had a great history. We've had a great history, so just going through hard times. To be honest, I really think Lukaku's too slow. They need to get rid of him. Alexis Sanchez is not getting used. Just get rid of him. Lukaku, but Popper's the problem. He's the major problem. They need to get rid of that piece of turd that just wants to hog the ball every 2 minutes. He thinks he's God because he won a World Cup. Here's the former area of Fuck Me. This is Ashfield now, and we've got the area here in the corner, which is now Peterson. And this area has been, this is Birkenhead Point now. This area has been redesigned. We've got another dock, loading dock in here now as well. We have the train line continuing up towards the factory areas. So the cargoes go off the ship, straight onto the train, bang, straight up into the factory areas and out onto the trucks and ready to ship. The trucks don't really get used in this one, I've noticed. They seem to get on the trains and then go up via the trains more. So that's probably one good thing because it's taken the trucks off the road in this area. Even though you see some just there. So don't worry about the name Mount Licksack at the moment. Sake at the moment. That's going to change. We're gonna change that. What are your thoughts on names for Mount? Mount what? We don't want Mount Smart, obviously. That's a football ground in New Zealand, yeah, bro. We got Mount. Oh, geez, I just got a text message actually from one of my mates. He's actually was watching the live stream yesterday, and I was talking about to him today about how I was going to change one of my mountain areas, and he said I should call it Mount Flop. I don't think so. It's quite funny though. I don't want to design too much more commercial, to be honest, because the commercial demand is down. Finally, it's down. It's usually as far as where the factory one is at the moment. I'm trying to raise the factory one, actually, so I'm not building many factories at this time to actually... I'm trying to correct the damage that happened just gradually. I don't want to go too berserk, because I don't want to run into the same problem. So you can see there I developed all that there. I'm trying to have a look at this unemployment rate. It's at 4%. I want to try to raise that a little bit more though. See, I don't want to develop that whole block. Actually, you know what? We will. We'll just open up that block. We'll just bring up the So people that are watching the live stream, do me a favor, don't be a party pooper, be a party animal. We've got a campaign going on at the moment here at GFY's Gaming Australia YouTube, where we really need you to subscribe to our channel. I've noticed that there's a very high percentage of people that have been watching and not subscribing to our channel recently. So please do me a favor. We're a community-based gaming channel and we don't advertise our product in any way, shape or form, in any advertising design. So we're word of mouth. So I spread the word on our Twitter channel and also here on live streams. So do me a favor, be a party animal, don't be a party pooper, don't just watch us, subscribe to us. We do live streams all the time here at GFY's Gaming Australia, not just on City Skylines but other things as well. We do daily item shops on Fortnite, we do Mortal Kombat 11. I hope you enjoy it. If you've been playing Mortal Kombat 11, I hope you're enjoying the game. It's really sick. I'm in the top 3,000 this week for the Towers of Time. It's really, that's how good I'm going. And that's in the world too. Okay, so that's gradually getting built. We got trees, nah yeah. Still getting this insurance. What a rain! Go up further actually. Really concerned about the height of things. Things look like they're flooding here. It's like a foresty, like area, camping area. Quite cool. One area that I've never had trouble with at all. At first I did, when I built it and everything, I had trouble, but it really established very quickly and I have not had trouble since. So, I don't know, I seriously designed this area like so well. by the way, if you've joined us late and you've watched this in the past, you notice that you will know about my M9 motorway, how it starts here and ends here. Well, guess what? No longer is that the case. Let's go underneath. The freeway has extended. So exits on either end, just here, going into the CBD area. CBD area is getting redesigned. We've got maybe issues there. Yeah. Okay, going back to the freeway now. So yeah, the exit's just there, continues up through here, and onto the now named M10 motorway. And this area up in here is starting to get developed now as well. We've got a new area here, we've got a new train station, and a new airport. This is the domestic airport of Westlake. The new area of Springvale. Ooh. 200. Like none in there or something. I'm like, what the hell? It's always good to check your stats. Average health is 91. Fine with the problems though. solid, but when it comes to certain things, they need to be more spot on. You're looking at the brand new Birkenhead Point. Hello, my name is Yozzy Rambo, and if you're just joining our live stream, this is GFY's Gaming Australia, City Skylines, PlayStation 4 edition. We had some major issues over the last 24 hours, and we had to redevelop so many areas due to all this area. The former Barkhead Point was flooded, as well as the former Kanko was flooded, now Russell Lee. And the former area of Fawkmere, this got flooded as well. And this is now Ashfield. And up in here as well, in the corner, this also got flooded. This is now Peterson. We've also named some other areas now. This is Lilyfield, Ashford Bay, and the former area of United is now Northwood. Russell Lee. So freeway's been redesigned a little bit as well. It's one of my many oppressive off ramps in my city. Taken my tram line as well. If you watched this in the past, you're wondering the train line used to be there. Now where is it? Well, I've got my own tram line now. I've taken it off the roads, and I've designed a tram road. Designed its own road, and it goes into tunnels as well, just like I've done with the train lines. It's one of the major hubs in my city. The monorail, train line and the metro system all in one. And the buses as well. See what the stations will people going to wake up. Seriously. Jeez. Overcrowded. We have a hearse. Somebody dead. This is the exit and entrances to the freeway. That was all designed months, and I mean months. Oh, sorry, months. Weeks. Few weeks. About 3 weeks before I actually built this area up. As I've probably explained in the past, I like to put the infrastructures in first, like the roads. I put the infrastructures in first before I build a city. So I put the designs in before I start building. Transport and police, fire, ambulance, education, parks, and plazas and stuff like that. Unique buildings if you want to do that. Put those all in place first. Make sure you put all the lines in for the buses, trains, metro, monorail, trams, whatever you want to put in. It's good to have all of them. Have them close by as well. Holden Stadium. There we go, Holden Stadium. And we won our last game. That's the second time in a row we've beaten them. That's good. They're always bitching at you, seriously. 5%, very nice. That's what we want. We want it to go high. Okay. Save that now. Unemployment rate 6% now, which is good. City Center. And I don't have the day-night cycle on, and that's the reason why it's not night. You don't see nighttime in this city. As it is harder for me to actually see what I'm doing in the night when it does go night, so that's why I don't do nighttime at this particular time. Fire. Ooh, shit. Big fire. Major issue. Somebody turn the barbecue blew up. So we're going to rename this. Mount Kikai. Mount Kikai. There we go, Mount Kikai. We're going to end our live stream very shortly here tonight. It's 1:45 a.m. here in our headquarters in Sydney, Australia, so we're going to be going to hit the snoozer very shortly. I hope you enjoyed our coverage so far. Remember, don't be a party pooper, be a party animal, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. It'll be most appreciated. We need your support. Don't forget, if you're a Fortnite fan, my fellow viewers out there, check out our daily item shops for Fortnite Battle Royale. We do every single day here at Jeff Weiss Gaming Australia at YouTube. Also, we have got back here in Season 9, the Season's dummies, the biggest dummies I've come across in the game, aka noobs. And Sneaky is back for Season 9, and that's a series of videos where I'll be in a tree, a bush, or in a built structure that I've built with custom windows or whatnot, or Sneaky shops up the edge of a ramp or something. So Sneaky is back, and also the classic sniper moments are back for Season 9 as well. So we've got some videos of them up on our channel now, so check them out. if you're interested in that. We also got some Mortal Kombat 11 video from our live streams of Mortal Kombat 11. As well as other videos as well. So over 1,100 videos uploaded to our channel and live streams. Go check it out. GFY's Gaming Australia YouTube. Subscribe to us now. We are gaming down under. Unemployment rate's up to 7. As the Sith Lord would say, good. Okay, The Simpsons. I just oh my god. This is the dude popped in my head right now as soon as I see it. The box statue. The Christmas, that Bart's turned into a box. Bart was not having the box statue. Okay, so that's quite good actually. Quite happy about that. The higher the rate is, the better chances of the people actually getting a job, landing a job in batteries. So after my 24-hour emergency, I'm finally back up and running, and things are all gunning again in my city. So we'll gradually get those factory areas all running smoothly again. We must have a DJ going on over here. There's too much noise. Shut the fuck up. Fire. This area's designed come up quite well, actually. Okay, so we're back to where we started our coverage tonight. We're going to save that now. So from all of us here at GFYS Gaming Australia, this has been our live stream of City Skylines, PlayStation 4 edition. I am the Aussie Rambo. Just give me a second. Why is there crime rate is high? The police station right there. Okay, we're not worrying about that. So, false start there. Okay, so from all of us here at GFY's Gaming Australia, this has been our live stream of City Skylines PlayStation 4 edition of the city of Westlake. I'm the Aussie Rambo signing off. Until next time, we'll see you. Bye-bye for now. And don't forget our daily item shop for Fortnite Battle Royale will be uploaded to our channel around about an hour or two after it is dropped, depending if I'm at home. If not, I will bring it later on in the daytime. Remember, it is Australian time zone, as we are Australian-based gaming channel. I'm the Aussie Rambo signing off. Hasta la vista, everybody. Until next time, bye-bye. This has been a GFY's gaming production.